live. Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Rich Guzman.
Hey guys, I'm Anastasia Holders, better known as Coach Ace. Welcome to the Super Affiliate Network Inner Circle.
That's the Inner Circle, baby.
We have a special guest. I think you guys kind of see her right here in the next screen. We have Judith Vergara here. Awesome. Good to see you, Judith.
Judith, what's up?
Hello.
Guys, we are going to have an awesome Inner Circle today. So what's up, guys? Give us some likes, some hearts, some shares. Tag up your teams. Let them know that we are live. And let them know to like the fan page here at the Super Affiliate Network official fan page so they don't miss out on the notifications when we are doing the Inner Circle.
Absolutely. Everybody, share, share, share. Why? Because sharing is caring. All right. Cool.
So let's see who's here. We'll give a couple of quick shout outs. We got Amber Horner. Hey, Zach Shahid. Good to see you. All right, here they come. They're all coming in.
What's happening? Amber.
Good. Chrissy. Hey, Chrissy. Good to see you.
In the house.
Awesome. I'm going to go shut the door. I don't want my son.
No, it's fine. Leave it. Leave it alone. Yes, leave it alone. Leave it alone. It's fine. I like the circulation.
Yeah, we're going to have the circulation.
All right. So we're ready to rock and roll today with the Super Affiliate Network Inner Circle Coaching Call. We have a live guest. And before we get started with this special guest, okay, she's very special. See, she's right there, Judith, right? But we want to actually give, we got to give props. That's just the way it works.
Yeah, of course we do.
People that invest in themselves and into their intellectual capital.
Yes.
And not only that, but they just took action.
Yes,
right?
And that coincides with what we're going to talk about with Judith today. It's very, very important. So you know how much we all talk about going pro and how the importance and benefit of being a pro member can really help you succeed here at the Super Affiliate Network. But not just pro. Also, the top earner sales funnel and Maui Intensive. So, without further ado, we're going to actually tell you the names of the individual who went pro, and then we'll go into congratulating the Maui Intensive upgrade members.
You guys want to know? You guys want to know who stepped up? You want to know?
Yeah.
I want to know.
I want to know.
Let's do it.
Let's get the names.
Cool.
Get the names. Come on.
All
Get the names. A lot of them.
What do you mean? They're right there in front of you.
A lot of them. Oh, you put it over here?
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell am I looking over here?
I don't know. I got two screens, but don't worry about that.
That's the space station?
No, that one over there with the ad. This is where the ads are running. Don't worry about this. Over here is where the stuff is.
All right, I'm looking over here. Okay. You want to start off? There's a lot of
I'll let you start off. You're on that side anyway. So.
What's the matter with you?
Nothing. I'm good.
All right, so we just love having fun. Okay, so we have Jackie O'Brien. Congratulations for going pro. Bridget O'Brien. Congratulations for going pro. Ivana Bajnak. Good for you.
Ivana.
Awesome. Welcome to pro. Drew Enser. Welcome to pro. Thomas Troutman. Welcome to pro. Awesome.
Pro,
for
baby.
you. Arsen Kadioyan. I'm sorry if I jack up your name.
She butchered it, man. Sorry.
We have Kit Elliott. Congratulations. Welcome to pro.
What's
Good
up,
for
Kit?
you. Thomas Stogsdill. Welcome to pro. Good job.
Thomas, all right.
Damone
More
Kim.
than one Thomas.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, more than one Thomas.
Oh, tell me. Damone Kim. Welcome to pro. And then Baldine Demiri. Welcome to pro. Man, a lot of
Now, before we get into the next part, drum roll. I'll give you an A for effort on that one, okay? We'll do it again. Well, you make it longer than that.
I can't.
That's not a drum roll, man. That's like a...
Well, listen, this ain't National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation when she was trying to do that, okay? Beverly D'Angelo got the tongue to roll like that. I can't.
You got talent. What are you talking about? You just laughing and it stops.
Yeah, it does.
All right, guys. So without further ado, all right, we want to give a special shout out to these people that actually took a really big step in their business.
Yes.
And I'm sure that Misha does not take this lightly. He respects people who take, action and invest in intellectual capital on this level, because this is really going to a whole new level, guys, okay? Maui Intensive, we had the privilege to be in Maui with Misha, the first one, right, that was ever done. We had the privilege to be there with him.
Yes.
And get coached and mentored and learn a lot about things that I didn't even know. I'm like, I've been here for how many years online? Nobody told me that one. So, and just to really dive in deep and really get some things that you really need to understand when you're building your business on the internet for, for life, because this is a life commitment, right?
Yeah.
So, guys, And these are 3 people that I want to give a special shout out to is John Harbin. Let's see here, Charles Jassa. Did I say that right? Jassa or Hassa? One or the other, right? And Jan Kalitz.
Jan Kalitz. Yeah, all right.
Guys,
Awesome.
congratulations for Maui Intensive.
Awesome, guys.
And you will not be disappointed. The stuff you're going to be learning is, let's just say, a small percentage of the people on the internet are going to know this stuff, right?
Yes.
Because this is stuff that's really elite information. And all the guys who've gone pro, you took your first step. That's awesome. Your next step is to go Maui. Okay, you have an opportunity to really get some education, really, to learn how to step up your game in this business.
Yes.
And have people help critique your work. That's what it's all about. Don't try to do it alone. Don't go at it alone. Don't. Right? That's why you invested in pro. Right? And when you're ready, hit up for Maui and woo, sky's the limit.
So Starzy and Dan Muska, the actual community managers, posted about the next Maui Intensive. So make sure you get your tickets and get your bookings all set up ahead of time so you don't have to deal with any headaches last minute. And make sure that you attend that intensive. Now, unfortunately, we will not be making that one, okay? But that's okay because we'll be at the next one. But this one is for you. So make sure that you attend this event because this is what you invested in. You're going to be one-on-one with the man, okay? So you guys are going to get trained. Make sure you show up, okay? All right, guys. So
yes, definitely. And actually, Renee says LA. Get ready for the same.
It's in LA. Yeah, I heard it's in LA.
Los Angeles, California.
LA Intensive.
Ooh, that's right. It's be in the city
LA
of
Sand Intensive.
the city of Angels. So if you guys are ready for that, man, woo! You guys have a great time.
All right, guys. So without further ado, we're going to bring out our special guest speaker, and let me tell you a little bit about her.
It is time.
Yes, we actually. No, it's okay. They don't need a drum roll. Just get right into it. We want to do it.
I'm not.
You want to do it? He couldn't do it, Judith.
I can't do it. I can't do it at
I
all.
I'll let you do it.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so let me tell you guys about Judith. We had the privilege of actually meeting Judith on the bus when we went shopping in Maui at the Maui Emergency.
Listen, guys, you can't stop women from shopping. These girls went shopping, okay? They love shopping.
And the cool thing was she was sitting right beside us, and we were talking to her, and she didn't waste time. She literally came out with it and started asking us questions right in the bus, in the shuttle. And that's the benefit of being down at these events, because you know what? You with the top earners, you can actually rub elbows with them. You know what I mean? You can ask questions, pick their brains, whatever, to help you get things going. You know what I mean? So we actually got to really hang out real well with her and got to know her so well that we built a great relationship with this young lady. And she's only 26. Only 26. So all you young bloods out there, all you young entrepreneurs, I want y'all to make sure you pay attention, all right, and take some notes from this interview, because this young lady here is going places. So make sure you get inspired by her, because all y'all other ones making excuses about how this is not working for you and you want to pay attention to college and everything until things work out, then you're going to start upgrading it. Listen to what she did, okay?
Before we get started, guys, I just want to make sure before the interview, can you guys hear us okay?
Are we sounding okay?
All right, everybody, can you guys hear us okay?
And if we cutting in and out or anything, because Facebook likes to get screwy like that, just refresh.
Yeah.
Melissa Woodburn said, not a young blood.
Yes. Awesome.
Good.
Okay, cool.
All right,
Let's get
awesome.
the show on the road.
So, Judith, welcome to the Super Affiliate Network Inner Circle. We're so delighted to have you here. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. Such an honor to be here. When you messaged me this morning, I was like, oh, for real? I'm in.
Oh, yeah. It was so exciting that you actually accepted this opportunity. And, when opportunity comes knocking on the door, you got to show up, right?
Yeah, you open that door, you get that wide open.
Now, we want to celebrate your most recent success. Actually, you told me in the green room, this is what we call the green room behind the scenes before we go broadcasting, that you not only got recognized by Starzy and Dan in the congratulations call for getting your pro sale, but also you told me you got a Maui intensive sale as well. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I got a Maui intensive sale over the weekend. And yeah, it's just one of those things, I was sick all weekend. And then, you know, like the beauty of this business is it keeps churning out for you in the background. You know, as soon as you get the foundations laid out, it keeps churning out for you. It doesn't matter how sick you are. And I've been kind of in the background lately, just kind of, you know, like typing emails while falling asleep because I just took my meds and all that stuff, right? But yeah, no, I still made a Maui sale, right? And which is the beauty of that. And I opened it up. I was like, wait, that can't be right. That can't be right. So I kept playing around with it. I was like, wait, it's for real. Oh my God, this is so awesome. Suddenly I'm no longer sick. I feel much better. But yeah, no, it's one of those things. I just kept on connecting with him, really. Like I send him emails, answer his questions. One time I gave him a one-on-one call. He missed our due to a time zone difference, you know, he missed our weekly team meetings, and he asked me that if I could sit one-on-one with them. And you know what, if someone wants to is determined to take action, then I'm going to take time out of my day to connect.
I love that.
Awesome.
That's exactly, you modeling exactly what we do ourselves. We take the time out of our day to actually work with our serious, well-invested students. And that's exactly what you did. Very good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Do you want to ask her anything?
Now, I want to go back into a little bit of the past, a little bit of history, you know what I mean? Now tell people, you know, like where you come from, like what's your background? You know, before you got started in this crazy internet marketing.
Yeah, we know you're in Canada right now, right?
Yeah. Yes, I'm in Canada right now. You know, my family moved to Canada about 10 years ago. I was young and tender, 16 years old at the time, and yeah, you know, it's one of those days. It's not a good sight when your family goes from a certain level, from living the good life, to suddenly you move to a different country and you're starting from scratch, right? And I told myself, you know, I don't want to see my parents like this forever. And yes, as I just saw Renee's comment, yes, I'm going to New York someday, 5 years from now or so. Anyway, going off to a tangent. Anyway, yeah, it's a sight for me to see that, you know, like we went from whatever we were to starting fresh in Canada. And I told myself, never again. You know, I'm never gonna let my parents work that hard again. We're never gonna be that poor ever again. So, you know, I did what normal teenagers would do. You know, went to school, went to college. I got rejected for university, so that was quite a blow for me. And then I ended up going to tech school, right? And then I ended up doing well. I graduated and all that stuff. And then yet another blow. Job prospects weren't looking very good, so I decided to create my own opportunity, and I started a janitorial business at the time. And you know, like I got that started. That went well for 2 years. You know, went from I pretty much franchised, kind of like what we're doing here at SAN. I franchised, and I went from 0 to 6 figures in a year doing that. You know, but then I ended up working 20 hours a week, and then so I went back to the corporate life, and I just said to myself, you know, this is not me. As much as I enjoy my job, you know, I enjoy my job, but this is just not for me. So I started dabbling onto things. You know, I ended up in network marketing, and then you know, one confusion leads to consumption, something like that, and one thing after another, and I ended up in a webinar with Misha, and here I am today.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
So when you were in network marketing, how many years, like how long you were in network marketing for?
I started network marketing in April of 2016, and then
Okay.
I was there. Yeah, and then yeah.
And now, what did you find? You know, with network marketing, what were the challenges that you dealt with network marketing?
Yeah.
I pretty much I did not know how to approach people. You know, I was just told, okay, here's the products, here's some things for it. Now go out there and sell. I'm like, how do I do that? So I did what every other annoying spammers out there do. I sent random strangers messages I was one of them. The obviously copy and pasted messages. I sent out a bunch of those. Gotta be, yeah. And then I'm like, nope, there's gotta be a way for this. And then I ended up in a network marketing training company, and then they hosted a webinar for the Solo Ad Success Formula 1. That's how I ended up here.
Cool, awesome.
Awesome, yeah.
So you were on the webinar with Misha, and what made you what was the pivotal point in your at that time when you were ready to just make that decision to sign with Sam, like what is it that in that webinar that really got you to really say, you know what, I'm going to do this?
Yeah. Out of all the webinars I've went to, Misha pretty much just out-taught everyone, right? He out-taught the competition. That company hosts webinars every single week, and I think it was Ray Higdon that said, in order to rise above, you just got to out-teach the competition, and that's the only webinar that I could actually walk away from, that I actually have stuff to work with without having to buy anything, but I ended up buying anyway.
Hey, the value, exactly.
The value was there. You saw it, and grabbed hold of it right there. You just like, I'm not gonna let this slip by my fingers. I'm getting it now.
So what? When you got involved in the Super Affiliate Network, right? When you got started and you started going through the boot camp and everything, right? The profit boosting boot camp. What is it that when you started going through that journey, right? What is it that you discovered along that journey when you were actually going through the boot camp? What is it that really like stuck out to you that like what was your aha moment?
The email marketing. I'm like, they always tell me how to email, that I have to email my list, but I did not know that I have to do it twice a day. I have to keep popping up in their inbox, in order to actually build that relationship. I did not know that I have to put them through an indoctrination series to kind of train them how to train them to open up my emails and kind of get them acquainted with me. And you don't even get me started on the power when I think, I can't remember what part of the boot camp it said, but the power of videos. You gotta host videos at least 2 to 3 times a week just to get them acquainted, see you moving and all that stuff, right? And obviously I'm doing 2 videos a day, so I just fell in love with that.
That's good. Awesome. So what do you feel that, like, since you've been in the Super Affiliate Network, like what is your biggest breakthrough?
The relationship building side of things. Like, it's one of those things that are so obvious, yet not a lot of people do it. It's one of those things when I just came back to, I went to Jean-Pierre and Misha said the same thing. I'm like, what's happening here? How come it's so easy, get them on the front end, but I can't get anything else working for me? And they're like, relationship, Judith, you don't quite have a relationship with them, with your list, with your team. And so I started working on that, and that's when the pro sales popped up. That's when the Maui sales popped up.
And that's a very valid point, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, do you understand what she means by that? Okay, give me a yes or yes that you guys know in the chat, the relationship portion of building this business. See, you're not just an affiliate marketer here. You're also building relationships, long-term relationships with your clients, okay, your buyers. So if you learn to follow up effectively, like Judith was talking about earlier, you know what? That's how it establishes and crystallizes that form, that foundation, that solidity, that foundation of having great relationships that your buyers are going to keep buying anyway. So you got to understand that's what you need to learn to do. Some people come in the stand, and you know who you are, watching the Inner Circle. It actually treat it like it's just like a prospecting and recruiting business. That's not what this is. It's more about building relationships. It's also about learn more about yourself, and also grab the whole of the education that Misha teaches about marketing the system, and also how you start indoctrinating your list so that you can follow up, and like she was saying, broadcast twice a day. A lot of people don't talk about that. They'll say, oh, you just need to send an email to your list. Okay, when? What time? How often? Right? You get all these questions, and like she said, it does makes you confused. But over here, Misha really lays it out real nice. It's all outlined. You just got to follow the process. Very good one. What else do you want to ask?
Well, I'll let you ask her something.
Okay.
I've been asking a lot of questions too.
So here's what I want to ask you. Being as young as you are, you obviously got that spark of entrepreneurship because you said you made 6 figures. You just made stuff happen. What was the mindset shift? When did that happen? When you had that mindset shift? And try to help some of these young entrepreneurs here that are in San, that are like 18 and up at this point.
Yeah, honestly, I was the smash and grab kind of person until just about a month before we went to the Maui immersion. I actually started showing up to the coaching calls, you know, and then you guys, I can't remember when that was, but yeah, Rich started, you know, he were showing books in the inner circle, and I started looking into that, and I started reading more and more and more, and then that's when it, you know, reading more stuff, building, actually work, giving my mindset a real overhaul, and that's when really everything just changed, you know. Like, it's so easy to dismiss something like that, and they're like, oh, what's mindset got to do with it? When it's really got everything to do. That's when it all shifted for me, you know. Just before we went to Maui, I started following you guys. I started following Keisha. I started following pretty much the leaders that are where I want to be. You know, I started following them, and what I noticed is that it's not about sales, it's about the service. And that's when I started shifting, and I'm no longer just smash and grab, make as much money as I can and then move on. That's when it all shifted for me.
Yeah, that's a big that's a big deal, because, you know, we all want to focus on money, and, you know, money is great. Yes, it gives you freedom, but, you know, I one thing I keep hearing in my head about what Bob Proctor said, he said that you know, everybody wants to be a go-getter, right? You don't want to be a go-getter. You want to be go-givers. So go out there and be really good go-givers. The more that you give, the more that you receive.
Yes.
And we talked about that in the past, about like how we've done things in the beginning, expecting nothing in return, just going through the process and just doing what we have to do. And so to this day, we follow that, you know, philosophy. And for some reason, it always works out.
It does. Yeah.
Right? If we're consistent and we just keep showing up, it always works out. And I see that you're being a giver, and you're, you know, and that's a huge breakthrough. It is. Once you break through that way,
Yes.
you're you know, you're like,
Yeah,
I think I'm starting to see it now. You know what I mean? Once you get that clarity,
Yeah.
and you start to see the big picture, and you go, that's what it's about. Oh, okay, I get it now. And before, you didn't even see that side of things. All you saw was like, I gotta make a sale. 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 You know, and now it's like you have such a breakthrough now. You're not even thinking about that. You think, how can I give more value? How can I give more? How can I reach? How can I get out there more than I am right now? Like, you know, the whole mindset is shifted. And that's what happens when you start to think that way. That's when you start to attract more people. When you start caring about the money, right? We start, you know, we don't care about the money. We care about the people. Like, how can we serve? How can we, you know, give more? Give. And people see that. Like Misha, when he does this video, he's always giving, always giving, always giving, always giving. And that's why people are attracted to him for the same reason. Right? We do all these lives. The more lives that we do, the more people we attract. It never stops. You know what I mean? And just because you do a live one day doesn't mean that's going to happen. It just means the more consistent you stay, the more chances you have for an opportunity to show up. If that makes sense.
Now, when you were doing videos, the day that we were talking on the bus, was that the first time in Maui that you shot a video? Was after we got off the bus? Have you been doing videos for a while?
Yeah, I started sometime last winter, maybe January or February. That's when I started doing lives every single day.
Cool.
And then I just
and then you started working on the formula, right? Because you noticed that it wasn't just point and record; it was a formula you had to follow when it came to recording, because you can't forget the call to action, right?
Yeah. I'm guilty. I still forget about call to action every once in a while.
It happens. It happens.
Typical thing. Yeah. So, are you involved in the contest that's going on too?
Yeah, I am. I have a kind of a thing going on with Keisha Bass. We're pretty much talking smack about each other. So she said she's going to release the hammer and that I shouldn't sleep. And I'm telling her maybe she shouldn't be way too comfortable because I'm still kicking around, that kind of stuff.
Love it. Friendly competition. That's beautiful. Beautiful. So let me read some of the comments here. As we're moving along, we have Dina Cologne. She says that's the most important is people, not the money. Very good, Dina. Michelle Mitchell says guilty. All right. Go givers. Yes. Spencer Bell says more people that you serve, more money you make. Well, you know, it's all about the results.
Oh, yeah.
When you focus on the results, ladies and gentlemen, the money will follow. You see, sometimes I'm pretty much watching the sand. I'm like observing the sand. And when I'm in there and I see people, how they comment and things like that, and, you know, we have people that are very inexperienced you know, they came in from a solo ad, and, you know, they've been through the bridges of burning bridges in the past. They have very bad mindsets. They're not yet conditioned or, you know, reprogrammed to understand this stuff. And then all of a sudden they come out with, you know, well, I just put out 50 links on my Facebook page. How come I haven't made a sale yet? I'm gonna let you figure that one, because you just answered your own question. You know what I mean? So it's like, you gotta understand, here is the home for you. It's a new home for you guys. And you gotta get acquainted with everybody in the community, like Judith has. She's made herself well known. You know, now she's pretty much at a point where it's like effortless for her. Like, people are looking for her now. You know, she's become the hunted. She don't have to hunt for anybody, cold call anybody, do home parties or any of that stuff. People are looking for her. See, that's where you got to get in. You got to get into that point where you're giving so much value to the point that you're being hunted. Okay? They want you. They want to work with you.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, that's how it works.
It does. It works just like that.
That's how it works.
And it took that process with Judith in creating consistent videos. Consistency is the key to success here. You can't just do one video a day and expect to make a sale. Judith has been at this for a while. How long have you been to Sam?
I started in December, but didn't really take massive actions till we got back from the event.
How's the events to do with you?
Now, this is a really important question. I just thought of it right now. Now, Judith, I'm going to ask you this question. When did you decide to go Maui intensive?
Sometime around March or April.
And were you making sales before you upgraded?
No.
I want you to share with everybody how important this is, because I've seen people who come straight into SAM and they just upgrade and get positioned immediately. They go all in. I want you to share with everybody your experience of what made you make that decision.
It's really, for me, more of me wanting to learn more. It's pretty much my curiosity that just wants to go even deeper to it, right? Like I got so much from the boot camp. I got so much from the pro, so I could only imagine what I'll get from the modules in the Maui intensive, right? I wasn't even thinking about the $3,000 commissions. I wasn't even thinking about that. I just want to learn more, really. Like, I'm like, Misha is put it in a way that we can take these skills and use it elsewhere, as opposed to just using it for Super Affiliate Network only, right? So I went on and invested, because whatever I learned from here, I can take anywhere with me, pretty much. You know, I could start my own offer and still leverage this. So it was really just more for curiosity for me. I just wanted to learn more, and it ended up being a real blessing in, blessing in disguise, if that's even the right term. Because, like, having all the done for you templates saved me a schwack of time, like, of trying to build funnels and all that stuff. So all that done for you pretty much just saved me time. So now I could go right ahead and, as soon as I finish the modules, go right ahead and implement, as opposed to after the modules, I start building. Right?
Yeah.
I just rolled it right out.
Yes. Awesome.
Earn what you learn.
Earn what you learn, baby. That's how it goes,
Yeah.
Because I see a lot of people go, I just wait till I make my first couple of sales and then I'll decide to go Maui intensive, or I'll make my first couple of sales and then I'll decide to go pro. Why are you waiting for the perfect time? There's other people kicking butt. You have to understand, time waits for nobody. Okay? It's either you in or you're not. And you will miss the opportunity. There's people here that have lost a lot of pro and Mauis.
Yeah, there's no way like we would be in this position if we didn't go pro and then Maui right afterwards. So there's no way.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's just no way.
I mean, we've been in, Jude, since the very beginning. We get asked that question. How long AC Rich have been with Sam? Since the very beginning. We came in March and we started marketing March 16th. And in 15 weeks, we hit 42K. And a lot of our circumstances in our lives started changing. And then we had to change our mindsets too, because now we weren't answering to, I wasn't answering to a boss.
Still changing.
And still changing right now, because now we're thinking from 6-figure to 7-figure. So it's a different mindset shift with 6 to 7. You see, you start doing things like a lot of 7-figure earners do. And you got to learn to adapt and acquire those skill sets like they do. What do they do? And like you just displayed something that a lot of people, I believe, probably missed it, but I'm going to go back to it again. You took one of the laws seriously that is taught here at the Super Affiliate Network, and it's the law of investing in yourself. always investing in your own intellectual capital. That's one of the laws. And you took that seriously. Okay? Didn't you?
No, you did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I mean, and plus, you're being consistent. You're going out there, you're generating leads as well. Because also one of the laws is, generate leads daily. For me, everything that I do, if I'm not like generating leads, I'm not doing anything, right? So everything that I do, it has to be a purpose to generate that lead, right? So every step I take on the internet is to generate a lead. That's how I think. Like I'm a living, breathing lead generation machine. Like that's just how I think. I mean, and that's one of the laws. You always got to be generating leads daily into the system. I have leads coming in there daily, like nonstop. And that if you think that way, the system works. Everything works, right? You just have to put in the work in the front to get those people bodies in the door. And if you keep it that simple, don't overcomplicate it. Because I talk to plenty of people, and people get like freaked out and they get upset, or they're like, "Oh, I don't know if this is working," and I'm like, "It works. You just have not worked it yet."
Yeah.
You just have not worked it yet. Once you work it and you stay consistent with it for a while, you're going to start seeing some numbers change in your favor.
Yes.
And don't get addicted to the bad stuff or the disappointments, or if things don't, go your way because you expect it to be a certain way. That's not the way that business works. Business does not expect things. We just do those activities to get the results, right? Then we measure on what's going on,
Yes.
I mean, I expect things to a certain extent, but I don't expect things to be perfect every single day. It doesn't work that way. It's a business.
Yes.
A job, we get a paycheck. You know what I mean? You know what you're doing daily. That's expected. That's why people get upset, because they're used to that.
Yeah.
They used to just go to work and doing the things daily, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, well, here's my check. I expected it, so thanks, And then they go home and they pay their bills, and they got no money left, and they go to the bar, they complain, their life sucks, and then repeat the process Monday again, all over again. And that's what happens. But when you turn an entrepreneur, when you're an entrepreneur, there's no like structure. There's no like, okay, well, I know I'm going to get a paycheck at the end of this week, and it's going to be exactly this amount of money. No, it doesn't work that way. Your checks are always going to fluctuate because you are a producer.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you produce is what you're going to make.
That's right.
Now, with a system like this, as you produce, the system creates leverage, right? And that's what's very beneficial about the super affiliate network.
Yeah, Misha gives a lot.
Yeah, it creates incredible leverage. But if you focus on the way, the old mindset, right? Having a job and expecting. Stop expecting and just going through the motions and just do it. That's why I like helping people get going and getting set up, because if I get people going, I can get them going through the bumps as fast as possible. If I can do that, then I've done my job, because I want to feel it immediately, like as fast as possible. Okay, you're dealing with something? Let's deal with it. What are you dealing with? Let's go through the bumps as fast as possible.
Yes.
Why wait? Why wait? If you can complain later on, complain now. Let me know what your problem is.
Yep.
Yes. I feel there are no excuses. No excuses. It's very simple. You generate leads, you follow up, you make sales. Every day, you're not going to make a sale. Some days, you won't make a sale if you show up for success. You know what I'm saying?
So Judith, what is your typical day now that you're pretty much working? Are you doing this full time or part time still?
I'm doing this part time still.
Okay, so what's your typical schedule?
Yeah, what's your ideal?
Share with us, what's your ideal day?
Yeah, what's your ideal?
Share with us how your DMO is, how your ideal day is.
Okay. Basically, I start with I run 1,000 clicks per week. So on Mondays, that's what I'll do is I'll seek out solo ad vendors, and then usually that would be good. And that would be good, and that would start like Tuesday, Wednesday, or whatever, or sometimes it starts right on the same night. So that's that traffic is out of the way. So the rest of the week, I write 2 emails, and then I host my entrepreneur show. Shameless plug. Shameless plug.
Go ahead, plug it in.
Nice.
What's that?
What was the name of your YouTube?
Yeah, your entrepreneur show.
Entrepreneur in the Spotlight. It's live every 8 p.m. Eastern time on weekdays and 2 p.m. Eastern on weekends. Shameless plug.
Nice.
So, and then after that, I'll go back and then I'll I'll respond to emails from my team, or if not, then I'll send them an email, a valuable email, like a step-by-step solo ad, or whichever I decide to talk about that day to them. And then I see if I have any consult calls. But mind you, I kind of slowed down doing the consult funnels because I get a lot on those shows, but I'm working on that anyway. So
but that's the reality. That's totally normal. Some people show up,
right.
Some people are not, right? As long as you're
Yeah.
going through the process, doing the activities is what's most important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then after that, I'll host another live video where I'm just teaching, right? Teaching or telling a story of how, like doing the usual, today there was construction on the road, blah, 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 whatever. And then I tied that into marketing. So that's my second video for the day. And then after that, it's even more mindset work before bed.
Beautiful.
Awesome. She's doing mindset work before bedtime.
Yeah.
We talked about that, didn't we?
Yeah.
You know what's so important about doing mindset before you go to bed? Do you know what happens? What happens to your brain when you actually do mindset before you go to sleep?
I sleep better, and then I noticed that I sleep better. But I go to bed with a clear mind. I feel much lighter personally, and then I wake up, a much clear mindset. I don't wake up and it's just noise. It's not that. You wake up and it's just nice and serene, and then I wake up and do even more mindset work.
Yeah, we always recommend
before and after bed.
Yeah, we always recommended, like, I taught this a lot in the past, that if you focus on getting the mindset in the evening before you go to bed, what it does, it goes into your subconscious mind.
Yes.
So that's the first thing you think about when you wake up.
Yeah.
Because I've done it, and there's times that I've fallen asleep, and I've heard it for hours in my sleep, and I'm already thinking about it. First thing when I wake up, I'm just right in the right frame of mind.
Yeah.
It's already fresh. It's fresh in my mind because it was like being programmed my subconscious as I was resting.
Yeah.
And that's one of the most powerful things you can do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I remember your journey just a little bit here. You were homeless. And when you built your first 6-figure, income, you were actually building in the alleyway.
Yeah.
With your friend who was on drugs, and you were just like bouncing off the Wi-Fi, and you had the
I had a router.
You just had the router, right?
Okay, hey man, you got internet? I'm coming with a router, man. I got a router. And, I'm gonna hook it up.
And he actually was like tuned in to all the mindset with Jim Rome, and like you were listening to.
I went really far, like Jose Silva, ESP Ultramind ESP system, something like that.
Yeah.
Where it would really program you for success.
Mm-hmm.
It's really
doing like neo-linguistic programming,
Yeah.
and he would just be zeroed in.
Yeah.
So while all this noise and commotion was going on with his roommates, he was actually so laser focused that it would help him stay focused. And you did that prior to closing several top earners on the next day's meeting, right?
I couldn't go to a separate room because it was actually an efficiency.
Yeah.
Just one room.
Small.
And I slept on a love seat, and I'm 6'7", so that'll tell you. I was just having that roof on my head at that time. I was homeless, and I was making calls, closing sales in my condition, going through that tough situation.
Yeah.
Had a wireless headphones, a headset with USB right in the laptop. Took the laptop, put it right outside, and right in the alleyway, I would just walk back and forth and just talking to people. And it made me so uncomfortable. It got me to that point that I wanted to make sure that I would not fall back. I just kept pushing and pushing. So yeah, when you focus on in the evening, which is I think is the most important.
Everybody should do this. Yes.
Let it go into your subconscious mind when you're resting, because it'll be the first thing you think about when you wake up.
And just like she said, it does give you clarity. It programs you for success.
Yeah.
While you're listening, you're not listening to all the noise, the commotion around in your own inner circle, of negative, people, feedback, and self-doubt and disbelief, and all that stuff is really, really drilling you. Zero in, let it all go. And right before you go to bed, pick one thing to listen to that's going to be positive about success. Could be Darren Hardy, could be Jim Rome, could be Les Brown, could be whatever it is, as long as it's within that niche.
Yeah.
And you zero in. I'm telling you, it's going to benefit you for the long term.
So Judith, I think it's time to take questions because I got
take some
people
Q&A
they're
for
starting to ask a question.
Yeah, asking questions up in here.
So
let's
go through the questions here. Let's go down here.
Okay, we got a lot of them. Hold on.
That's a question.
Load over there. Okay, Emily Grace says, let's see here. Emily Grace. What do you do when you have over 200 people responding to only one video?
200 people responding to only one video? Wow.
Yeah.
We got some traction. I don't know. Usually we just send them message one by one. Really, that's all I do. Like if I'm assuming we're talking about Facebook and we're not talking about email, yeah, I just send them one by one because I don't have any bots in place or anything to kind of, like to, what do you call this, to do that for me. I haven't quite looked into or invested in bots yet, but usually I would like give them a call to action, sending them to my capture page. And if I get overwhelmingly a lot of response like that, like 200, then my autoresponder is taking care of it. That's how I usually do it. I barely have any messenger interaction like that.
Okay, let's see. We have Betty. Do what you can while you need it so that you, I think it got cut off here. Hold on a second. Can do what you want, when you should. Okay. Spencer Bell says, fail fast, laugh out loud. Okay, where are the questions at here? Okay, hold on. Smile says, do you do all 1,000 clicks through the same vendor?
I have some vendors that I've been working with for a while now. So at this point, yes, I do 1,000 clicks with some of them. But if I'm working with a new vendor, then I start with 250.
That's right. Yeah, that's absolutely pretty much the guideline. Smiles is when you test in, you do 200 clicks, you test out and see how it goes, and you only scale if you make a sale. Or now the new rule with us is you can scale if you like the opt-in rate. Right, Rich?
Yeah, but the opt-in rate is pretty decent. I'll go to 500 clicks and see if anything changes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But there was,
I don't know if you guys agree to it, right? But if there's no sale on a solo ad, that's okay. Like you said, right? If you like the opt-in rate, that's fine because the sale is pretty much a bonus. So if you got the % top tier that you agreed upon, if you got a decent opt-in rate, then as far as I'm concerned, then the solo ad run is a success.
Yeah, exactly.
So I want to go back to Emily Grace's question because she said, what do you do when you have over 200 people responding only to one video? Well, if you have a lot of people responding to your video, because I wanted to make a comment on this, whatever number it is, if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 200, it really doesn't matter. You have to focus on really speaking to that crowd and tell them what you want them to do. Okay, that is the key. You have to really instruct them and tell them what you want to do because leaders, guide people, right? We don't assume, we actually tell you what to do. We guide you and say, listen, I want you to go below this video. If you're watching on Facebook, it's right above here. Click on that link, take it to your page, put your email in to get free information. And also, if you're watching this on YouTube, below there's a link. Click on that link. Tell them what you want them to do. It doesn't matter how many people are watching. It could be just one person.
Yes.
But remember, when somebody's watching a video, okay, they're watching it one at a time. One person at a time is always watching your video, so it's a personal connection.
Very good. John Perez says, what do you recommend as a follow-up with the leads from your solo ad?
I'm testing between the soap opera, the Gain Logic Fear, and the 7-day follow-up that we get with the Maui. And so far, the one that converts best is the 7-day follow-up that we get with the Maui.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the one that converts best for me.
Awesome.
Good questions. All right. Emily Grace says, okay, thanks.
Yeah, you got the goods.
All right, Emily. See, aren't you glad you came to the inner circle? Awesome. Vivian Brown just joined. Hello, Vivian. Good to see you. Hey, if you got any questions for our special guest here, feel free to just chat it right on out. Comment right in the comments here. Anybody else have any questions for our guest? Oh, you're welcome, John. John James Rada says Nicholas Manns was tonight's. I guess
Yeah,
you interviewed
he's
him, right?
yeah, he was in the spotlight tonight.
Nice.
Awesome. Yes, Nicholas Mans. Who can forget him?
Yeah.
You know what? That's one question I've got to ask you. I'd love to ask you this, Judith. What made you like get into like interviewing people? Like what made you decide to do something like that?
Yeah, what made you pick
Yeah.
that strategy?
It's just me just wanting to connect, really. I just wanted to connect with you guys. I just wanted to connect with Karen. I just wanted to connect with Keisha. And I'm like, well, I first got the idea for a show like that when I was in college in 2011, but I just pussyfooted around it. You know, had all sorts of excuses. And then what are we, episode 22 today? So about 23, 25 days ago, I said, oh, what the hell am I waiting for? I have microphone, I have Zoom, I have a laptop, and I want to connect with a bunch of awesome people. So what better way to do it than that? And then it just started picking up from there, and now it's a 7-day thing. So yeah.
Isn't it amazing? Like just the thought of like one idea, how far it could take you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Amazing.
All right, let's see here. Anybody else? Let's see.
Do you? Okay, so let's see. Magali said, do you send bonuses in your first emails?
Like I do it usually on the last day of the indoctrination series.
Okay.
There's your
That's
answer,
how I
Magali.
do it.
Would you mind sharing the bonuses?
Yeah, absolutely. I give them 1,000 persons. No, actually, that's a front end sale. So I only give 300 person seed list, a capture page, and 20-minute Zoom call with me.
Nice.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Love it. Awesome.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Bert says, Judith, how do you make your videos look so good?
So good. I don't know. Honestly, I just I host it. I know zero about editing. So the way it comes off of live, that's the way it goes to YouTube. I'm still learning when it comes to editing and all that stuff.
You know what? That's the way to do it. You're doing the right thing because you're being raw, you're being authentic, and you're being real. And I think that's what's happening now. People are looking for that more now. They're not looking for polished editing. They're not looking for perfectness. What they're looking for is, to be authentic and be you. And when I saw you on video doing some interviews, I saw that you were just being you. And here's what's going to happen. I'm sure you're probably feeling it right now, is that you're starting to get more comfortable, but more in a natural way. You're starting to feel more natural, right? And like the first one, you were like, oh, but after a while, you're like, you know what? This is just me hanging out. And just, you know what I mean? It just, you get used to it and it becomes a very natural thing. And that's when you start to excel to new skill levels because you become more natural and comfortable.
It becomes like second nature, like brushing your teeth after a while, Thomas Morris just joined us, and he says, yes, you mentioned doing mindset exercises before bed and when you wake up. What kind of mindset exercises do you recommend, or where do you find those mindset things?
I go to YouTube and listen, like while I'm working, I'm writing my emails instead of listening. Like sometimes I'll listen to some music from time to time, but most of the time, I'll be typing my emails, but at the same time I'm listening to Bob Proctor, or I'm listening to what's his name, Tony Robbins, or Gavin Stephenson. Yeah. And then after I'm done all that, I spend 1 hour. If I'm going to bed at 10, then by 9 o'clock, I'll read for another 20 minutes. I'll read whatever book I'm working on this week for another 20 minutes. And then I'll go and meditate for another 20. And then the rest will be spent listening to my own voice, saying I recorded myself saying my affirmations.
Nice.
Nice.
So, yeah.
All right.
She meditates.
And she does affirmations.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
that's powerful.
Love
Especially
it.
hearing it from your own voice, because that's who you are, right? That's you.
Yeah.
Bo DeMary actually says, hi guys, Bo here from Michigan. How did you approach your first video?
Oh my God, I'm cringing just at the thought of it. I just told my story, how I ended up in network marketing at the time, really. Yeah. It wasn't even a live video. It was a pre-recorded video that I shot and deleted for like 60 times. Gotta be at least. And then and then I just said, you know what, forget it. I'll just upload it. And then from there, I ended up if Jen Jackson is in the house, hey Jen, she started a 30-day Facebook Live challenge, and I just said, hey, what have I got to lose? So I just joined, and from there I did it. I didn't make it the 30 days. After like 21 days, it just became a thing. It's just a must for me now.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very good. And that's a really good point. Like, you got to do videos, but what is that thing that could actually get you to step out of your comfort zone so you can do it? I mean, if you told yourself to do it, you probably fart around and be like, oh, I'll just make a couple and then stop. But when somebody appoints you, when somebody is accountable to you, there's a difference with that. So if I were to say, okay, I want you to do 30 videos for 30 days straight without fail, whether you're sick or not, whatever, you don't want to do them or not, I want you to make a video a day for 30 days. You ain't got a choice but to do it. Because you don't want to look bad. Because somebody's accountable to you and they're going to make sure you do those videos, right?
And you don't want to let yourself down.
Yeah.
It's hard to like people don't really care about letting other people down. They really care about letting themselves down.
Exactly.
It's a psychological thing, right?
It is psychological.
So when you're being held accountable, it's all about you. It's not about the other person, right? It's about you.
Yes.
So if you let yourself down, you're going to feel bad about yourself.
Dina Cologne says, be as yourself than being fake. Oh, it's all about keeping it real.
Oh, absolutely.
Melissa Winburn says, Judith, how much of your time is spent on follow-up?
Follow-up as in after they hop in? After a solo ad, or follow-up after they buy?
Probably your email, I believe.
Probably your email.
Okay. I just put them depending on which funnel they came through. Like I said, right, I'm split testing everything. 7 days, using the 7 days of a follow-up, using the Done For You Maui follow-up that they give us, and then I do like 5-day follow-up on my soap opera series.
See, there's a benefit to Maui Intensive. You get a lot more stuff that you can actually use for your list. So keep that in mind. Yes.
I have a question.
Oh, you have a question? Okay, and then Aaron French is next.
So the question I have for you is like, okay, so when you're running solo ads, right? How many leads how many leads is it taking for you to generate a sale through that automatic follow-up sequence?
Ooh, good question.
Like on average.
Let me think about this for a second.
Because it's converting pretty good, and that's awesome. So, what do you think? Like, I know it's probably difficult to think of the exact number, but roughly around like how many leads you have to generate to go through that automatic sequence that's converting better for you. The Maui 7-day sequence. Like how many leads on average every time you have to generate to get at least a sale?
In a week, I put in probably 300 leads through it. Okay. And in that 300 leads, I make 3 sales.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
That was good.
That's good.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, Aaron French says, as a pro member, what would you suggest as the #1 thing to do to attract sales?
Good question. Yeah, good question.
Yeah, very good. The one thing to do is, well, like I said earlier, I'll teach the competition. I'll teach the competition, value every single day, whether it be email, whether it be video, whether it be written post, just I'll teach the competition. Stop worrying about selling them. Instead, worry about how could you be of service to them? What problem could you solve for them? Because at the end of the day, they don't give a shit if you need to make this sale, if you need to make this. If you need to make your bills, so you need to sell this, they don't give a shit about that. They care about their own problem. So how are you going to solve that problem? So that's what I would say is the #1 thing is to outteach the competition, really, and just stop worrying about your own crap and work and help them. Switch your focus to them.
I love it.
Message.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
There's your answer, Aaron. There you go, right there. Okay. So let's see here. Anybody else? Bo says, great, thanks. Melissa says, opt in. Okay, so opt in. That's what she was talking about with the follow-up question. Aaron French says, thank you. Okay. And Jacqueline Carson says, I used to think up for my affirmations. I love them. Yes. And then Christina Alvarado says, love Bob Proctor.
Oh, yeah, me too. One of my favorites.
And Smile says, great answers. Thanks. You're welcome, guys. Hey, if you ask the questions, we'll provide the answers. And so will our
We got
guests.
her for 5 more minutes, guys.
Yeah, we're going to go over. Here we go. John James Rada says, how important is it to make your own capture page and bridge page? Judith.
Yeah, it's nice because it brands you, right? It puts you in between the capture page and the offer, so they know, and they don't just see your name in the email. They're like, who the hell is that? You know, they know, oh yeah, I saw her video. I saw her. Yeah, I know that. You know, and then, but now, you know, it's important. Yes, absolutely. Because you got to take control of your funnel as early as possible. That way, you know, you get to create your own offers. You pretty much just have more control of it, but also don't make it an excuse, because don't make it as an excuse to, you know, oh, I don't have my own funnel, blah, blah, blah. Because right now, the way Nisha set up the new affiliate funnel, it's really amazing that it's like 2 birds with 1 stone. You run it to the system, and then at the end of your ad run, you can download it, throw them in your own funnel. So 2 birds with 1 stone right there.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. Very, very cool. Spencer Bell says, real school. I love it. Hey, man, this is where you get taught.
We got time for one more question.
We got one more. Let's see who's next. Oh, hey, Deborah Evans. You're welcome. Good to see everybody here. Thank you for your questions, guys. 1 more minute. And you're doing awesome, Judith. You're doing awesome, the Super Affiliate Network.
Yeah.
We're so
Congratulations.
proud. You've come a long way, my dear.
Yes.
You have.
Yes, you have.
You see, and we always talk about that, how we watch the students when they first start out, and then
Mhm.
a couple months go by, and then all of a sudden you see how they look different.
Well, because something happens. Something happens to people.
Yeah.
They kind of fart around a little bit. They don't take it as seriously, and then something just snaps and go, "What am I doing?" And then you finally wake up and go, "This is real. This is my life. Let me take action on it, because nobody's going to do it for me. I need to do it."
Mhm.
You know, and that's what happens. You know, you get to a certain point. You had enough. You know, being like the status quo. You had enough of trying to.
Enough is enough.
Yeah, enough is enough. It's just take action.
Exactly.
You know.
Smiles says, explain the download and throw in your own funnel.
Oh, you just go to your back office there where it says My Leads, then pick the dates, export that leads, and then upload it to your Aweber or whatever your autoresponder is.
Okay.
Put them through your indoctrination series.
Okay, this is funny. It is 9:58, and already we just had a slew of questions just popped in.
Okay, so we got John James. How many? Hold on.
How many solo ad vendors do you keep?
Yeah.
I have 4 that I work with solid, but I'm always shopping around.
That's a very good point. You know, it's very, very important that you said that, because a lot of people want to kind of like go, oh, okay, what solo ad vendor you're using? You know, can you give them as a referral? And a lot of times in the past, I'll be honest with you guys, in the past, we used to do that with our team. We used to just, oh, okay, here's a vendor, you know, we want you to start marketing. But then what had happened was it would cause a conflict with multiple people being on lists. And that's when we said, no, now you must learn to fish.
Yeah.
And you must keep finding vendors.
All right, so this is the last question of the night, guys. What would you talk about in that bridge video? Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
And let that be the last question of the night, right there. That's the last one.
Okay.
Tom says
There's
excellent.
2 ways you could. Oh, sorry. There's 2 ways you could do it. One is there's that one where you're just introducing yourself, right? Yeah, kind of like the Dan Muscat style is the way I call it. Yeah, you know, introduce yourself. But personally, I prefer, and I split tested it converts better for me. I don't know if it'll convert better for you. Is where you talk about where you deliver whatever that 4-step system is that they ask. That you promised them in the capture page. That one, I find that one converts better for me. So, yeah.
Yeah, because you're setting them up before that sales page comes. So you're giving them a little taste of what's to come.
Right.
And their mind's already prepared. Like, I got to check this out. You know what I mean? So that's awesome job. Awesome job.
All right. Well, that was the last question of the evening. Right, Rich?
And Thomas Morris said, excellent job, people. And John James Rada says, great last question.
Yeah, see, it's great when somebody asks questions like that, and you know what? Other people are listening here on the Super Philly Network Inner Circle, and you guys are learning, and you can catch the replay after we go off the air, and you can actually watch this in your time zone. Some of you guys are in international countries and you're not able to see it, you can watch the replay and definitely comment in the chat box. You know, we're still going to see it, you know, so think about that as well. But thank you so much, Judith, and congratulations on your success. We look forward to seeing you at the next, you know, event. And also, you know, we just applaud you for your set. Very, very good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And Smile, I gotta say this. Smiles, what's the last name? Akindong
Yeah.
says, Boo, opt into Judith's funnel and see her bridge page. It's gold. I'm about to do that right now. I'm about to do. Hey, you know what? You're a teacher now, right? Put your
That's
link
right.
in there. Right in the
I
chat.
will.
Put,
They want to see your
They
funnel.
wanna see your
They want to
funnel.
see your funnel. So yeah, let's share that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
share the goods.
Okay, guys, so we're going to go right now. It was such a pleasure to have Judith here. Tune in next week, same time, same bat channel, okay? 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Super Philly Network Inner Circle Coaching Call with Ace and Rich. And also make sure you let your team know that we are actually having these calls here on this fan page. And if you want to actually start building your team, you got to start getting them, you know, getting them understand that this is where it's at. This is where we can actually answer their questions for Q&A. We can get them unstuck, and they can actually have privilege to speak to our speakers and top earners. Okay?
Yes, exactly.
So with that being said,
Once again, you know, Judith, thank you so much for being here. We're really, really proud of you. And, you know, just congratulations.
yeah, check out Judith's show. Don't forget to hit her up on her fan page as well as her Facebook profile. Judith, put your link in there as well so that they can actually click on that. And the Super Affiliate Network family is a family. We can all help each other out by supporting each other's fan pages and profiles. Connect with us. And we mean connecting, not spamming us to death. Okay?
And think about this, guys. You could always learn from someone else. I even learned a ton tonight just from listening to Judith.
Yes, absolutely. So and awesome team. Your team rocks, okay? Keep up the great work, guys. We will see you next time on the next Inner Circle. You guys have a great night.
You guys rock. Take care.
Have a good night. Later.
Bye.
Bye.